With just 4 teams from the East and 4 from the West remaining, the competition headed to Jeddah for the AFC Champions League Elite Finals. The football spectacle in Saudi Arabia had fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish and will go down in history as arguably the most entertaining 8 days of Asian club football the continent has ever seen. There were 4 mouth-watering quarterfinals to look forward to on the opening weekend, with title favourites Al Hilal and surprise package Gwangju FC kicking things off, followed by Al Ahli's battle against Thailand's Buriram United, as well as J1 League side Yokohama versus Ronaldo's Al Nassr. Last but not least, the only quarterfinal without the involvement of a Saudi Pro League club saw Japan's Kawasaki Frontale take on Al Sadd from Qatar. This is how the quarterfinals in Jeddah unfolded. It's make or break time as the AFC Champions League Elite Finals get underway in Jeddah as Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal take on Korea Republic's Gwangju FC in the first quarterfinal of the weekend in the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. All the big guns are ready to rumble for the Blues today as Mitrovic leads the line with Leonardo supporting in behind. The duo have a combined 47 goals between them in all competitions this season. Yasser Hassani has been one of the players of the tournament with an incredible 9 goals in as many appearances, while January arrival Raish has hit the ground running in the K-League 1, but is yet to find the back of the net on the continental stage. Salim Al-Dosari with a corner for Al Hilal here in the 6th minute. Whips one into the near post. Milinkovic-Savic with a glancing header into the far corner. And what a start for the Blues. Their hunt for a record-extending 5th title on the continental stage is off to a flying start. 9th minute. Incredible atmosphere here in Jeddah, and it's a first chance for Gwangju. Hassani can't find a way past Yassin Bunu in goal. The Moroccan with a big save for Al Hilal there. 25th minute, back the other way, Malcolm. Great show of pace down the right wing, cuts it into the middle, and it's 2-0. Marcos Leonardo with his 5th goal of the competition. The man who joined from Benfica, finding the back of the net in style. Leonardo on the ball again, shifted out left to Salim Al-Dosari, still going, keeper to beat, Salim Al-Dosari, the captain, leading by example yet again. The 33-year-old picking the ball up just inside the Gwangju half, cuts inside, and that is a cool, calm and collected finish to make it 3-0 at the break. What can Gwangju do in the second 45? They've got their backs up against the wall, and they might be in trouble here. They are. Mitrovic back to scoring again in the Champions League. The big number 9 in the right place at the right time, takes it first time, and it's 4. It could be 5 with 15 minutes to go. Another chance here, Malcolm in the middle. He hammers it off the crossbar, comes off the line as well, but doesn't cross it. Stays at 4 for now. Just a few minutes later, one-way traffic as Al Hilal continue to pile the pressure on. Lovely little 1-2 between Malcolm and Mitrovic, and Malcolm puts the finishing touches on another great move from the Saudi Pro League side. His performance has deserved a goal, and he's got it. Kim Kyung-min gets a touch on it, but can't keep it out. Less than 10 minutes to go. It's all Al Hilal here as they go hunting for a 6th. Mitrovic, Nassr Al-Dosari tries his luck from outside the box, and everything is going in for the Blues here tonight as he gets his name on the score sheet as well. Some of the defending has been really, really poor, and they've given it away cheaply again. Al-Hamdan makes it 7 off the bench, and he gets in on the act. What a demolition job from Al Hilal here tonight. And in the end, it's simply exhibition stuff from the Blues as they breeze past Gwangju in style to book their place in the semi-finals of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals. Debutants Gwangju bid farewell after one hell of a ride to get here in the first place. The AFC Champions League Elite Finals continue in Jeddah as the second quarter-final of the weekend gets underway between Ahli Saudi and Buriram United in a jam-packed King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. Apart from Gabri Veiga, who starts on the bench, it's all hands on deck for Yisla's side, with Riyad Mahrez the player to keep an eye on. The Algerian has 8 goals and 7 assists in this year's competition. Buriram frontman Guillermo Bissoli has scored 35 goals in all competitions this season, with 4 coming in the Champions League Elite. Surprisingly, however, the Brazilian starts on the bench today, with Austrian Peter Joel leading the line in attack instead. Al Ahly unbeaten in their last 15 Champions League Elite encounters, and off to a very promising start here as well. Early ball into the box to Mahrez, who puts his boot through it and finds the far corner. What a finish from the Algerian, his 9th goal of the competition, 4 minutes in. And Al Ahly laying down a marker and making a statement early here to send the Al Ahly fans absolutely wild here in Jeddah. What a start for Yisla's team. Less than 2 minutes later, coming forward again here, Ibanez with a lovely threaded through ball to Galeno through the legs of the keeper, and just like that, it is 2. The onslaught continues. 6 minutes played. Al Ahly double their lead. Saudi teams really leaving their mark on the finals here in Jeddah. 3rd goal of the competition, 6th since joining in January. Little over a quarter of an hour gone. It's been all Al Ahly here so far. Saudi Pro League side absolutely dominating proceedings and nearly making it 3. Bobby Firmino with the header. Really should be hitting the target from there. Riyad Mahrez standing over the corner. The outward swinger. Headed on towards the back post, and now Firmino has his goal. It's Demiral who heads it his way. Looked like it was probably just going wide. And the 33-year-old Brazilian captain is there to put the finishing touches on another really promising move from Al Ahly. Well, domination in the first 45. It's going to be a tough way back for Buriram. Really have hardly had a kick here this evening. Much better start in this second half, but just over a quarter of an hour to go. And that first real chance for Buriram United. Joel with the long-range efforts. Long later. Moving forward again here. Decent ball inside. Demiral nearly puts it into the back of his own net. Had to make the challenge, but I think he wanted it to head that direction. Has been much better from Buriram United this second half. Ball inside to Super Chai dead. And this time Demiral comes up an outstanding challenge there. Just over the crossbar. Deep into stoppage time here. Al Ahly looking for the cherry on top. Galeno to the back post for Mahrez. He can't keep the effort down. Won't matter though, as Al Ahly become the next Saudi team to progress to the semis of the AFC Champions League Finals after another dominant display, and will now face Al Hilal in the next round, with a place in this year's final up for grabs. Can CR7's Al Nassr become the 3rd Saudi Arabian team to book their place in the semis of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals in Jeddah, as they face Japanese powerhouse Yokohama F Marinos in the Prince Abdullah Al Faisal Stadium? Into the action we go, just 8 minutes in, and already lovely combination play from Al Nassr. Brozovic and Ronaldo combining, the former with the effort. Parkil Q with a very decent save. 26th minute now. Mane with a cross into the box. It ricochets off Deng, then off the post, and arrives on Duran's doorstep with flowers and balloons. More than happy to accept the present. And Al Nassr with a 1-0 lead. Not long later, Mane on the end of the pass from Otavio, and sneaks the left-footed effort inside the near post to make it 2. Cruise control for the team in yellow and blue. They're not done yet. Brozovic from just inside the box. First effort saved, and of course, Ronaldo there to pick up the pieces. With Al Nassr scoring for fun, it's only right that CR7 gets his name on the score sheet as well. 3-0, and that's the half-time score in Jeddah as well. One-way traffic. Al Nassr with 1 foot in the semi-finals already as we head into the second 45. Otavio with a beautiful pass to Al Hassan. His effort saved. And the man of the night, the number 9, John Duran, with his second of the game. Little fortunate this time as well. In off the surface, over the challenge to make it 4. Yokohama is very little to show so far. Now perhaps a ticket back into the game. Watanabe, the half-time substitute. Layoff from Lopez. Watanabe with the finish. Is that the lifeline they were hoping for, or is it too little too late? Lopez, just minutes later, nearly making it 4-2. Had he done so, who knows what might have happened. However, Watanabe, an eventful second half. The goal scorer shown a second yellow for a lunging challenge to make life even more difficult for the Japanese side. Otavio then nearly with a 5th for Al Nassr. Beautiful ball to pick him out, still without a goal in all competitions this season. Wesley then, chance deep into stoppage time. Can't find the back of the net either. And so Al Nassr become the 3rd team from Saudi Arabia to cruise through to the semi-finals of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals, with Kawasaki or Al Sadd their next test. Kawasaki, Frontale and Al Sadd go head-to-head for the very first time in Jeddah in the final battle for a place in the semis of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals at the Prince Abdullah Al Faisal Sports City Stadium. Already a very tight contest between these two. 4th minute of play. Ianaga with a bit of space on the right wing, centers it for Edison, and the Brazilian number 9 breaks the deadlock. Kawasaki Frontale with an early lead here, and it's a lovely finish from Edison. 9th minute. Is there a reply on the cards from Al Sadd? Otavio, and he snuck it in. Not sure how, but Yamaguchi can't keep it out. I think it's the pace and power that does it. All square at 1 apiece. With just over 20 minutes gone. Little dink over the top. Marcinho gets there ahead of Barsham. Marcinho sneaks it in as well. Beautiful finish. The slightest of touches just dinks it over the keeper. 2-1 the score at the break in favour of the J1 League side. What can Al Sadd do in this second half? Well, not dealt with. Otavio looking for a second. Wonderful strike at the outside of the left boot from the left back there. Time running out for Al Sadd. Guilherme floats one over the top for Akram Afif. He's in on goal here. Yamaguchi with a stiff left arm to deny Al Sadd's talisman. Less than 20 to go. Giovanni with a good run, centers the ball. Al-Haidos leaves it. Claudinho hammers it home, and it's all square again. 2 apiece. And what a finish from Claudinho. Just whips it past Yamaguchi, hammers it into the back of the net. 73rd minute. Is there a winner in this game? Before the 90 are over, Afif tries his luck from distance. Good strike, just wouldn't come back down for him. So we head into extra time with nothing to separate the two after 90 minutes of football. Guilherme. Well, that's a poor pass back. It's centered to Yamada. Now Wakisaka, the captain, punishes Al Sadd for a complete lapse in concentration. 3-2. And for the first time in Frontale's history, they go through to the semis of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals to face Al Nassr. With With all three Saudi teams through to the next round in style and Kawasaki Frontale joining them in dramatic fashion, the Final Four was set in stone and fans couldn't wait for the semi-finals to get going. Both Al Hilal and Ahli Saudi made quick work of their opponents in the previous round, with all the big names showing up for the occasion and delivering on all fronts. They now faced each other in a star-studded affair in the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in what promised to be one of the matches of the tournament. With Al Nassr also impressing in the quarter-finals, many wondered if Kawasaki Frontale's historic run would come to an end against the favourites from the Saudi Pro League, who are now just one game away from making history of their own and securing their first ever AFC Champions League final appearance. With the action in Jeddah already off to a flying start and the semi-final matchups in place and ready to go, fans were expecting 2 days of high-octane knockout football, and it's safe to say they weren't left disappointed. So let's jump straight into the action and see how the Final Four became just two.
The stage is set for a colossal game in the AFC Champions League Elite Finals, presented by Neom. More than 50,000 fans in attendance for an all-Saudi semi-final between Al Hilal and Al Ahli. Al Hilal, the four-time Asian champions led by Jorge Jesus, they sailed past Gwangju in the previous round. There was one downside from their runaway 7-0 win though, an injury to right-back Joao Cancelo, who misses out today. Matthias Jaisler's Al Ahli are based here in Jeddah, so they have a home advantage of sorts at the King Abdullah Sports City. Firmino, Galeno and Mahrez were the three scorers in their win over Buriram United in the quarters. They begin again as the attacking midfield trio. Al Ahli, they have it with Ibanez. Two of his defensive colleagues have already been booked. He sent it through towards Wenderson, Galeno, and it comes back in for Firmino. 1-0 Al Ahli inside 10 minutes in the semi-final. The early goal goes Al Ahli's way. Firmino, he'll send it into the box towards Frontale, who's got around the corner. Yassine Bruno with a great save. Al Ahli on top in the early stages, despite not having too much of the ball. They've made the most of the possession that they have had. Nice flick from Tony to keep the move going down the left-hand side. Now Mahrez slips the pass through for Tony. Great move, and he slips it over the line. Tremendous finish, but was he onside? Kenan Lodge on the far side just about plays him on. He's dropped the shoulder to outfox Yassine Bruno, which is no easy feat, and it's 2-0. Al Hilal coming forwards. They try and find a way back into the game. Al Dossari! Emphatic finish for Al Hilal, and they are back in this. His 10th goal of the AFC campaign, and it's game on before half-time. The final minutes of the half got a bit scrappy, but at the break it's Al Ahli who have the lead. Al Ahli have been thwarted by the offside flag twice already today. That is a hefty challenge. Koulibaly will see a second yellow card, and he is off, rightly so. Kayo looked so upset as he's come on and been taken off for Al Hilal in the game. But it's all Al Ahli right now. Alioski, Firmino off the post, and Mahrez with the follow-up onto the post too. Incredible stuff. Al Ahli just can't kill the game off here. Alioski, Al Ahli going forward yet again. Wenderson, Galeno, and it's the post one more time. That far post has been Al Hilal's best player in the last few minutes. Their hopes are still alive. There was a 4-on-3 break. Mahrez went down under the challenge of Hamad Al-Yami, and the VAR decision is penalty. Frontale to take. A bit of a surprise with Ivan Toney on the field. Kessié from the spot, and it's saved! Brilliant keeping from Bruno. Kessié denied. Is this just somehow meant to be for Al Hilal, you wonder? They would still need to score, of course. Al Ahli going forward, the deflected shot falls for Firaz Al Buraikan, and that will win it for Al Ahli. He's only just come on, but he's kept his cool in front of goal. And it is Al Ahli who are going to the Champions League final. It wasn't a disciplined performance from Al Hilal. The red card didn't help, but ultimately Al Ahli were just too strong on the day. Matthias Jaisler and his side can enjoy the moment and look forward to the final on the 3rd of May.
Kawasaki Frontale's historic run continues as they face off against CR7's Al Nassr in the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium for the second semi of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals in Jeddah. It's a frantic start to the game. Nassr with an early chance here, Duran forcing a really good save from Louis Yamaguchi in goal. Takes a bit of a deflection to make life even more difficult. 10th minute of play, Marcinho. Couple of step overs, tries to dink it towards the back post. It's a volley from the edge of the box, and what a volley as well. Tatsuya Ito with one of the goals of the tournament. Well, you can't hit them much better than that. The action keeps on coming. 28th minute now, Sadio Mane at the other end. Still Mane, 1-1. What a semi-final here in Jeddah. Takes a deflection off the shoulder of Maruyama. Yamaguchi can't react in time. Brozovic dinks one in to Ronaldo off the crossbar. That famous airtime, nearly then guiding it into the top corner. 5 minutes before the break. Ito, still Ito. Bento with the save, can't keep the rebound out. And it's 2-1, Kawasaki in the lead. 20-year-old Yuto Zeki with his first Champions League goal. 2-1 at the break, but still plenty of action in the second 45. Marcinho ships it to Yamamoto across the box, and Edison nearly taps it home. I think Bento gets a touch on it. What a vital touch it is. Quarter of an hour still to go here in Jeddah. Edison shields the ball, then starts his engine. Still Edison. Centers it, and Iyanaga, the 38-year-old veteran, with a goal that might have just sealed the deal here for Kawasaki. It's great work from the Brazilian number 9. And Iyanaga just waiting for any sort of pass into the middle. Taps it home. Time running out for Al Nassr. Ayman Yahya, rocket down the middle, finds the back of the net. And I think Maruyama again gets a deflection on it. 95th minute of stoppage time. Cristiano Ronaldo hits it hard and low. Yamaguchi with a big save. And against the odds, Kawasaki beat Al Nassr and will now face Al Ahli for the title on the 4th of May in the all-important last game of the AFC Champions League Elite Finals in Jeddah. And so, for the 4th time in the competition's history, teams from Saudi Arabia and Japan faced off against each other for the AFC Champions League title. However, neither of this year's finalists had ever tasted glory on Asia's biggest club football stage. While Al Ahli found themselves there for the 3rd time, Kawasaki Frontale had never made it this far. But both felt confident they could get the job done after impressive runs so far. The Saudi side were the clear favourites, remaining unbeaten on their route to the final in Jeddah with 11 wins and just 1 draw under their belt. While Kawasaki's never-say-die attitude had seen them overcome challenge after challenge to feel unbeatable themselves. The stage was set, the fans were raring to go, and the world was watching. This was the 2025 AFC Champions League Elite Final in Jeddah. Two teams now just 1 win away from continental glory for the first time in both of their histories. Al Ahli Saudi against Kawasaki Frontale in the 2025 AFC Champions League Elite Final in the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah. Well, really high tempo starts from both sides here. Ivan Toney pulls the trigger from just inside the box. Real venom behind the shot, but Louis Yamaguchi, with 2 very strong hands, carries it away from danger. The following corner, Mahrez whips one in. Ibanez doesn't quite get the header. Al-Jahani on the volley forces another good save from Yamaguchi. The Kawasaki keeper very busy in the opening stages. Kawasaki Frontale coming forward. Their first real attack, lovely. Little trickery there from Marcinho. Still Marcinho puts it wide. I think Ibanez might just get a touch on that. But the skill in the build-up, absolutely superb. What a final already. 35th minute of play, still no breakthrough. Firmino to Galeno. Galeno! What a goal! The man brought in the January transfer window from Porto becomes an instant hero here in the final with probably the goal of the competition. Al Ahly looking to build on their lead now. Piling on the pressure, ball into the middle, Kessier with the header, and it's 2-0. Firmino with a lovely little dink to pick him out. Involved in the build-up there with Mahrez. Whips it into the box, and Kessier with his second goal of the competition. Is that the goal? That seals the deal for Al Ahly. So 2-0 at the break, but still work to do in the second half. Well, Al Ahly doing more defending than attacking in this second 45, trying to protect that 2-goal cushion. Ito! Well, he was going for the top corner. I'll tell you what, he wasn't far away from finding it. Corner here for Kawasaki. Time is running out though. Wakizaka puts it in towards the back post. Ito shifted onto his right and nearly buries it in the top corner. Ferocious effort from Ito. So in the end, Al Ahly do enough to secure victory against the resilient Kawasaki Frontale and become champions of Asia for the first time in the club's history. Incredible scenes in Jeddah and a journey to remember. After blood, sweat and tears, Al Ahly were crowned champions of Asia for the very first time after one of the most impressive runs the competition has ever seen. And all that was left to do was then enjoy that moment with their fans in Jeddah and those watching around the world.
We are so proud, you know. Once we knew that the final 8 will be in Jeddah, it was our goal to be champions in front of our fans. Since I came here 18 months ago, they supported us too much, so much. And as I said when I signed here, you know, it's to make history, to continue to win trophies and make this club as big as it was before.
Kawasaki scored 6 goals in the last 2 games. Today it's a clean sheet. What is the secret of that?
The secret is the team effort. You know, if someone make the effort, it will make it easier for the one next to him. And we just play like this. You saw the fire, you saw the spirit, so it's good. And it will be also good for the next month.
Al Ahly's incredible journey started with a simple 1-0 home win over Persepolis thanks to an early strike from Frank Kessier on the opening day of league phase action. Before they travelled to the Zabil Stadium to face Al Wasl next, where first half goals from starman Riyad Mahrez and then Roger Ibanez sealed another 3 points on match day 2. 3 more points swiftly followed, with Vega and Al Brekan getting on the scoresheet in a 2-1 away win against Al Rayyan on match day 3, before Yaisler's side put on a spectacular show for the home fans in Jeddah just 2 weeks later, with a 5-1 demolition job at the expense of Al Shorta from Iraq, with Mahrez adding another 2 to his tally on the day as well. A second half brace from Ivan Toney made it 5 straight wins for Al Ahly on match day 5, away to Al Ain in a 2-1 victory, before a 2-2 draw at home against Istiklal saw Yaisler's team drop points for the first and only time en route to the final. Their reaction was immediate and impressive, as Firmino, Ibanez and Mahrez again helped their side to a 3-1 away win over Al Sadd. Al Ahly ended their league phase with a 7th win and another showcase of their goal-scoring abilities with a 4-2 win at home against visitors Al Gharafa. Yaisler's team progressed to the knockout stages in second, albeit level on points with table toppers Al Hilal. There was more plain sailing ahead for Al Ahly in the last 16, where they came up against Al Rayyan from Qatar, a team they had already beaten en route to the knockouts. And of course, Riyad Mahrez had a big part to play for the Saudi side once again, scoring once in the first leg, in Qatar in a 3-1 away win, and then twice at home in a 2-0 victory to put Al Ahli through to the finals in Jeddah, 5-1 on aggregate. But as we now know, they were far from finished, and the same went for Mahrez. The Algerian set the tone for his team just 4 minutes into the quarter-final against Buriram, with Al Ahli going on to secure an emphatic 3-0 win to set up a semi-final against fellow Saudi powerhouse Al Hilal, which turned out to be a surprisingly one-sided affair, with Yaisla's men dominating the game and coming out 3-1 winners thanks to strikes from Firmino, Tony and Albrican. Now just one game away from continental glory, Al Ahli faced a tough test against Kawasaki Frontale, who had surprised a fair few big names on their journey already. But once again, Al Ahli were too strong, and a wonder strike from Galeno let everyone know they meant business, before a quick second followed just before half-time from Kessié. Those 2 goals were enough to secure a historic win, and unbeaten Al Ahli lifted the trophy for the first time in their history in front of a home crowd, as if it was meant to be. The players delivered this year, but so did the fans. And they didn't just show up for the finals in Jeddah, but were at the heart of proceedings throughout the entire competition. Let's take a look at some of the best fan moments this year had to offer. And so another AFC Champions League season comes to an end, but what a ride for everyone involved. The battle between East and West went all the way to the wire, and each and every round of this year's competition left us with moments and memories to cherish. We'll see you for the next installment of Asia's biggest and best club football tournament, when thankfully we get to do it all again.